Hello again, everyone. I'm Charles Gross. Welcome to Two on the Aisle. Our special guest critic for this evening is my daughter, Miriam Gross. Welcome, Miriam.
Always great to be here.
There have been many versions of Cinderella over the years. There is the Disney version, the Rodgers and Hammerstein version. Stephen Sondheim did his take on it in Into the Woods. There is the realistic version by the Sherman Brothers, The Slipper and the Rose. Want a gender-bending version? There's Jerry Lewis in Cinderella. And last year we had the I Want to Be a Dress Designer, Not a Princess version on Amazon. And now Andrew Lloyd Webber checks in with his version, A Cinderella with Attitude, Bad Cinderella on Broadway.
Cinderella takes the typical Cinderella story and gives it a couple of twists and turns. Prince Charming has gone missing, and now his younger and far less of a man's man brother, Prince Sebastian, has to take his place as the royal heir.
And since there is unrest in the kingdom, the queen declares, "We need a wedding like nobody's business."
Several of the twists and turns are genuine improvements. For example, Cinderella and Prince Sebastian have been friends for their entire lives, and that's a really nice change from meeting at the ball and falling in love in the 4 hours they spend together.
In fact, the two of them are actually very much in love with each other, but each is too stubborn in Cinderella's case or too shy in the prince's case to admit it.
Bad Cinderella has such a great cast of characters. There's the queen and the evil stepmother, both of whom play off each other so well. They have a particular scene where the blocking, the physical comedy is just so on point.
Right. That is Grace McLean as the queen, Carolee Carmello as the stepmother. Which one of them is more over the top? I can't say. It's the Real Housewives of Fairy Tale Land.
The stepsisters are also fantastic. The godmother is mysterious and a little bit creepy, but in the best way.
That's Christina Acosta Robinson, and the stepsisters are Sammy Gale and Morgan Higgins.
Overall, just a whole cast of excellent performances. And something really nice, they slip in a lot of little jokes here and there, like little fairy tale references that just make the whole experience even funner.
There are some very good plot twists in this version of Cinderella. For example, this may be the first Cinderella I've ever seen where I was thinking, midnight can't come soon enough. And of course, there are questions. Will Cinderella and Prince Sebastian get together? What happened to Prince Charming? Will there be a happily ever after? Oh, of course there will. This is Andrew Lloyd Webber, not Stephen Sondheim.
Yes, Cinderella may be bad, but she is still Cinderella. There are some significant flaws. They don't fully detract from the enjoyment of the musical, but they do take you out of the play and make you go, wait, what? There are several times where the characters act out of character in ways just basically so they're serving the plot, even though it doesn't make sense for them as a person to be doing those things. There is a dropped plot thread in the middle about Cinderella's hand and Prince Charming going missing. That's never explained. There are some costume choices that simply do not fit and do not make sense for the characters, although I will say most of the costumes by Gabriela Tylasova are fantastic.
Yes, this is the land where beauty is their duty, so a lot of shirtless men and a lot of gorgeous women.
Overall, I would say this was an excellently done production. There are just certain moments that take away from it. There are times when Cinderella is singing on stage alone, and I don't feel like I'm watching a character in a musical being acted towards me. I feel like I'm watching a random lady at a concert. And I'm like, why is there nothing on your face? this is important. Show me your character. And I felt a couple of those kinds of choices were disappointing. But overall,
But
I would say the acting was genuinely phenomenal.
yeah, for the most part, I really enjoyed Lynette Hanel as Cinderella. I thought she fit the role and she had the right attitude for it.
I also thought she was well paired with Jordan Dobson as Prince Sebastian.
And a plus, the orchestra is actually in a pit in the theater, and you can even see the conductor waving his baton. And that shouldn't be a special event, but these days, I'm afraid it is.
For Andrew Lloyd Webber, they pull out all the stops.
Especially when he's the main producer of the show.
Additionally, he did something absolutely incredible with the music. He took bits and pieces from the Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella and inserted that into the score. And I thought that was just the cleverest thing. It really enhanced my experience, and it really made me feel like this is Cinderella.
And of course, we have to mention that this evening was staged by Lawrence Connor and choreographed by Joanne M. Hunter. Bad Cinderella? I would say this show is anything but. And on a 1 to 5 playbill countdown, 5 being amazing, 1 being yuck, I will give this 3 3/4 playbills, maybe even 4 on a good night.
I, despite all its flaws and all my kvetching about them, would give it 4 playbills because it was just such a great experience. I had such a good time. I really enjoyed it, and I would absolutely go and see it again.
And that is our show for today. And when you go to the theater, look for myself, Leslie Hoban Blake, and Miriam, us two, plus one, on the aisle.